Did you know that? Whoa, dude. Was that you? Who was that? Was that you? Bro,
it wasn't me.
Jeez. All right, we're gonna get this
here,
party
I
started.
didn't even move, dude.
Ready? There it is.
We gotta come up with
Hold
a
on,
better
you gotta
intro,
wait.
dude.
You gotta wait.
We have to come up with a better intro.
It's kind of catchy.
Yeah.
It's kind of catchy.
Okay.
All right.
That's pretty good.
All right, everybody. Welcome into the 23 Moto Podcast. I am your host, Michael Corley. Now to my left, my brother, Robbie Corley.
Yeah, you guys took my spot, dude.
You did
Brian,
take my
what's
spot.
up?
Yeah.
Good reason. Good reason, though.
I know you're a guest and a great guest, but
Today, we
Come
are
on,
joined by Julien Beaumer. I'm going to screw this up. Red Bull Factory Racing KTM.
Nope, he already screwed
Hold
it
on,
up.
I'll
He already
let
screwed it
I'll let
up.
you get back to it. Bryan Wallace, Fox Raceway, General Manager. If you have anything bad to say, take it up with him directly. I have nothing to do with it.
I've never heard anybody say anything bad about Fox.
All right. We'll get to that.
Not
Welcome
really.
in. Thank you both for joining us. We have a whole bunch of questions to ask both of you. A whole lot of things to get into. Race recap that, Julien, you're welcome to stay for. You got a lot of stuff. You have training coming up and all that stuff. We have a lot to get into. There's a lot of things that happened over the weekend.
I want Brian's.
Brian doesn't have a
thoughts
take.
on
But
this.
Brian, thank you for joining us. Julien, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for having out.
Yeah, anytime. Okay, so obviously the race was in Foxborough, or no, gosh, that was last time. Where was it at?
New
now
England.
I'm drawing a blank. Was it in Foxborough? Am I drawing a blank? Or
Yeah.
am I just
Yeah.
am I having a
Foxborough.
stage fright right now?
We were in New Jersey last year.
That's right. Okay, yeah. So it changed. I always get confused with how they do these one-off races and stuff because it hasn't been in Boston, I think, in a long time, if
Yeah, they
ever.
flipped those two quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's been, I think it was 4 years.
Yeah, they flipped between those two. 2020 last time they went
It
there.
was 2020, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so COVID. Okay. So we have the West Coast KTM rider. You can now
Yeah.
explain exactly the lingo because I'm sure you have it down for the team that you race for because I'm going to butcher it a million times over.
Yeah, it's Red Bull KTM Factory Racing.
There you go.
See?
Yeah.
That's actually a lot easier than I
Yeah.
thought.
So that's the Husky one you screwed up, and now KTM you screw
Bro,
up. And those guys give you a lot of love.
I screw everything up. This is me. An ETS rider, I will say, partner of the program.
Yeah.
Decal Works, partner of the program.
That's right.
Both of
Yep.
those. So we're really good with those things.
Yeah.
You don't have to any sponsorship
We're
issues
solid.
whatsoever. I'm a KTM guy. You're a
Solid.
KTM guy.
I do got an issue, though. I'm still waiting for my graphics.
That is true. He is waiting.
Okay, because I crashed last weekend at the race, the weekend before,
So
and my graphics are all scraped up now, dude.
Yeah.
Need new graphics.
he's a big race guy.
Huge.
Huge race guy.
Huge.
And so
Took
he
fourth place out of 4 riders.
He did.
I crashed, dude. I crashed twice.
Would you consider that a win?
Yeah.
What?
Hey,
really?
It's a win, right?
Hey, a fourth.
A fourth
And
is
not
a
even
fourth.
that. I showed up to race and this guy didn't. So that's
Yeah.
a win in itself.
Yeah.
There's-
You showed up at least.
There,
Yeah.
I have reasons why. Brian knows why.
Brian
I'll
knows
tell you
why.
off camera. Brian knows why. Actually, I'll tell it. I'll just bleep it. We just don't get along.
Not
And
at all.
So
Not
in
at
that
all.
series, I just don't support
race
it.
So let's actually get
Yeah.
into something real quick. When are we putting on a 23 media race at Fox?
We're not doing it. He told me.
I just put you on the spot, Brian.
No, you know what? I really want to do something right now. We're so stacked with racing going on coming up here in the next month. It's going to be
Yeah, but
maybe down in the summertime.
it costs a lot of money.
It is.
Does it?
Yeah. Like it's not cheap to put on a race. So I was like, that
We
ain't
could do a
happening.
ride day first.
Could
We
do a
try the
ride
Let's
day.
do that.
Try the
Do you
ride
need to do
day.
any
do it.
outdoor testing?
Yeah. After Nashville, I'll test, but
I'll invite Julien out. He could do a
Perfect.
test
That would be
day.
good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then KTM will owe me a favor. Be like, hey, I rented out the track for you. You only have to worry about a few squids.
I don't think that'll
All right.
work.
So the first and foremost, I wanted to get into because Julien, you're the first current pro rider that is like actually in the series right now that has joined the podcast. We've been joined by all sorts of different people, but I think you bring an aspect of racing and an aspect of everything that you've kind of experienced through your life. I think you have I keep saying aspect. It's just the word of the day. You have a viewpoint. That's where I'm going. And that I wanted to get from you, and then we'll move on, get some Bryan questions, some Fox Raceway questions.
I got some questions for you.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
Waiting for
have
you
to
to show up.
filter with Julien any of the questions that I got for him. Pretty tame, pretty timid. all this stuff, and then you get dumb questions for Fox, like ones that I'm like, I'm not asking that. I'm responded like,
How much do they
that's just
water the
not-
track?
it's I'm
Really?
not
That's
doing
what
it.
Probably.
They,
you know. So I'm going to do a quick summary of what I know, and then I would love for you to just kind of fill it in of how you kind of got to this point that you're at now, and you turned pro. Your first pro race was what? Budds Creek?
Yeah.
Outdoors?
Budds Creek Outdoors.
Budds Creek last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was there. I don't know if it was your first time ever riding the KTM, the ride that you have now. It was pretty close, but like you had some future stuff. I think I got some footage of it, and then I hit you up and I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I should have posted that. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Yeah, it was Elsinore.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it was my first day.
Yeah, it was like, dude.
No. Second.
Was it really?
Yeah, I rode Paula the day before.
Was it a private day? Or was it public?
No, it's public.
Okay.
I think.
So I remember. So the thing that for you as a rider to kind of know, I got that footage and I posted it and I didn't know. And luckily we're at a private track, right? Or I mean at a public track. So it's not like I'm like, oh, I sneak, shot it or something like that. And I'm like, okay, well, it was at a public track. The guys from O'Neill hit me up and they're like, yeah, didn't say really much about it. And then all of a sudden my DMs lit up with people.
You got in trouble?
I didn't get in trouble. It was just like, did he get that ride? Like all that kind of stuff.
So basically, like so with public tracks, because it's public,
Pull his mic in a little bit.
they don't, because it's public, the way KTM sees it is it's a public track, that's bound to happen.
Yeah.
Obviously I didn't have any numbers, no gear, no numbers on my gear. Everything was blank.
Name on the jersey?
Nope.
Nothing.
And but like obviously there's just can't come from me.
Yeah.
Right.
So I wasn't allowed to post it, but
Yeah, I know. But even though it's like, it's funny to me is like, you have people that like were trying to get dirt on like, who was that? Was that, Juju? And so I tagged you at first. And then when you wrote me saying, hey, I can't post that yet. Like you didn't ask me to delete it or anything. You're just like, hey, I can't post it yet on my story or anything like that. Like it's not official. I deleted the name and then like kind of some of those went away or whatever.
yeah.
But you weren't the first person I've had that happen with.
Yeah, it's pretty much every team is probably the same.
Yeah.
They
All right.
they have the same rule about it.
So I sidetracked a little bit. I'm sorry. So you came up originally a jet ski racer,
Yep.
right? And lived in Havasu?
Yep.
Okay. And then moved over, turned pro 23? Yeah, summer of 23.
Summer of 23.
Yeah. And then now you're full blown 250 West
Factory rider.
KTM. I have to tell you, it's fucking awesome to see.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been a fast transition, I think.
I bet it has.
Dude, but best part about this, he ran through the amateurs on Suzuki though, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's okay.
So
There's
me
a
and
reason
Brian,
he said it.
me and Brian, big Suzuki guys.
You're surrounded by two Suzuki guys.
Okay.
Ask him how his Suzuki performed last time he rode it though.
Yeah,
I'll wait.
Hey, that
I'll
was one
wait.
of my questions for you too.
I'll wait.
Dude, I'm very bummed about that bike at the moment. Like, literally, I don't think it has more than 10 hours on it. Well, we go and had a moto.
Yeah, we went out and rode.
Went and rode. Came back to the truck. BS for a little bit. Went to go out again. Go to kick it. Just locked up.
Yep.
Just
wouldn't do anything.
Oh, it
do
didn't
it.
even start at all?
No,
nothing.
it wouldn't even kick.
What even?
It wouldn't
so
even kick.
No, like engine issue. No, like puff of smoke. Nothing.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, okay. Go to try to kick it, and it was locked up. We tried bumping it down the hill. Just made nasty noises.
You figure out what the issue was?
Nope. I pulled the basket off that
Suzuki.
night. But I pulled it all apart, checked everything that I could at least look at, and I don't know what it is. It's internal now.
So, you know who doesn't have those problems? KTMs, am I right?
We're good.
We're good. We're
Wait, is this how
solid.
you set this up? You had KTM in the middle.
Well, let me just put it. Let me put it this way.
I didn't mean to do that on purpose. That was
Let me
not
put
on
it this way.
purpose.
How many times does your motor get replaced?
Oh, never. He might not be able
Never.
to answer
What
that.
do you mean never?
Don't ask
Yeah.
me
Oh
anything
yeah.
he
Okay.
can't
I'm not
answer.
trying to ask you anything that you're not supposed to answer. Basically what I'm saying is you don't ride yours hard enough.
That's true. I don't. I'm a vet rider. I don't. But so
No, we got strong engines.
we do have strong engines. KTM, baby.
strong.
KTM USA #1. I feel like Ricky Bobby for
Yeah,
a second
whatever,
there.
dude.
Is so run
I'll
us
give Brian
through.
my bike.
I know. Yeah, he could. He'll ride it better than you can.
Probably.
So run us through you starting out, and like I want to know, did you always ride dirt bikes?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was like you've always ridden.
Yeah,
and,
I started riding dirt bikes when I was 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
And then-
I started really young, but I never rode consistently. So I rode maybe once, twice a week. I was able to come out for mini night. So I'd travel back and forth. So basically, like I'd get out of school at say it was normally we'd get out at 2:30. My dad would pick me up at noon. I would drive to California from Havasu. I'd ride mini night, and then we'd drive home for school the next
Good
day.
grief.
Yeah. So that was pretty much our schedule all the way up until I got on 85s, I believe.
No shit.
And you were doing jet skis at the same time?
Yeah. So for me, jet skis was really easy to do just because I lived 10 minutes from the water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
you're
I
right
mean,
there. I spent a lot of time in
yeah.
Havasu.
I would get out of school and
Yeah.
and go right to the beach, and that was it.
I've only ridden dirt bikes in Havasu once. I did some desert riding out there
Yeah, it's not the
years
best
ago.
place.
No, it's not. But it is fun. It is
Yes,
fun to be
it
on.
is fun.
So when did you, because you raced jet skis and I would think pretty successful, right?
Yeah, I have 7 or 8 world titles,
Jeez.
and then I have a title in Thailand at King's Cup.
Fucking crazy. Like that's wild.
I got
Yeah,
a second
like-
place plaque.
He does. I don't think you have one of those.
Yeah, I do.
Well, do they have plaques? I mean, in pros, they don't have like, so they, or well, and even in the amateurs, or not,
No, we
gosh,
get
I'm
like
not thinking
full-on
amateurs.
trophies.
No, but
up to
for
like 10.
futures, I was thinking in futures, they don't do plaques, right? Do they give you trophies?
No, we got like the ones like the pros get, just the cup,
Same
like
thing?
the cups. Yeah.
Do you
Oh,
see
yeah.
the
Yeah,
damaged one?
yeah.
Yeah. That was, did you see that?
That was actually pretty funny. I was
Oh, it was hilarious.
yeah, I couldn't believe they gave it to him like that.
I can't either. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Hayden Deegan posted a video, and it was his trophy from Foxborough this weekend. And it was loose, and he could just spin the bottom of it, and it was completely separate.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny.
It's
But,
probably falling apart already.
what are you doing,
Dude, I'm
dude?
just trying to adjust my mic a little bit.
You just can't get away from making noise. Okay,
Like that,
so
Brian? You like that, Brian?
when did the transition? Because if I was that successful racing jet skis, it would be hard for me to kind of peel away. What happened, and how did that happen?
So I think it was almost a very slow transition. Like it wasn't like at some point I just completely quit jet skis.
Okay.
I transitioned rather slowly. I was still doing jet skis at times. I believe the last race I did was 2022 World Finals.
Oh, so it was
So
recent.
it's been it was
Yeah.
recently. It wasn't like a long time ago. But I would do all the amateur nationals, all that, and then like if I had a weekend off, I'd go race jet skis.
oh,
But
okay.
I think the problem with jet skis now is it was so big back in the day. Like they had all the factory
It was
teams,
huge.
everything. It was
Yeah.
such a big like race series, and now it's died off quite a bit.
Yeah.
There's no money in it anymore like there used to be. There's no teams. There's none of that anymore. So I think obviously like the sport needs to get a little bit bigger, and there's a couple people that are starting new series that are building the sport up a little bit better, but I just don't think jet skis will ever get back to that
level.
Back to that level.
When was the last time you rode one?
I rode one right after Ironman. I went home.
Like not like a vacation, but like time off or whatever.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had time off and I was filming for a MAV TV show. So
Oh, cool.
I
Okay.
was doing that.
So, what made you pick between jet skis and moto?
I think there's been a dilemma that I said that I was scared of the speed they go. Yes, they are extremely fast.
What's the top speed on? How fast are you going on a jet ski?
Ooh, our rate? The last ski I rode, we could get up to 80.
On the water?
Yeah,
That's
I'm good.
fast,
That's like
dude.
smacking
80.
concrete.
Yeah,
80
Yeah.
mile an hour.
No dice. I'm good.
We had a test guy. It was like 6 a.m, flat water, and we had the boost pretty high on one of our turbos, and we were going 80, 85 at the time, and the ride plate fell off.
Oh shit.
It came off, and when the ride plate comes off, it either goes left or right. It doesn't
way?
go straight.
I don't even know what the red plate is, but it sounds
It's
scary.
bad. Sounds bad.
So ski went one way or the other, and he went straight.
Oh, so we're idiots calling it a jet ski. It's just a ski. That's what the professionals call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Newbie.
That's fair. Hey, well, what else?
I didn't know either.
Yeah.
Ski,
Ski,
sled.
sled.
You know what
So-
sled is?
Did you? I mean, but to me, it's just still crazy. Is you're a champion ski rider,
Yeah.
right? And then it's like, okay, I'm gonna adjust and I'm gonna flip and I'm gonna start riding dirt and start racing dirt bikes.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
do want to find out the answer though, because you said people were saying it was because
yeah.
of the top speed on it.
No, I think for me it was more I started getting better at moto at a point where the skis are extremely expensive.
Right.
And if I'm not gonna put 100% into it and go to Thailand and do all these races where there is money,
Is overseas.
where there is money, then there's no point in me spending 30, 40 grand on a race.
It makes sense.
So for us, it was more about I could get more out of moto than I could out of jet skiing, on the promotional side and money side.
Yeah.
So I think that was a big thing. Is you have to pick what's best for your career. I think, and going this route was better for me.
Well,
Yeah, that makes sense. Worst crash, ski or moto?
Moto.
Moto,
oh,
for sure.
yeah.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
Hitting
no.
the water at 80 miles an hour.
You're like,
No, because you get sore. Like I mean, it's not
A lot of
it's
your
not
legs, huh?
fun.
No,
It's
of
not
course,
fun.
crashing isn't fun.
It's
Crashing
pretty much
sucks.
It's like a scorpion, but you do it like 30 times going across the water.
yeah. I
But
don't
like
wanna do that.
I'll take
one over.
I'll take that over broken bones and sitting on the couch for
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah, it is more, it hurts, but it is forgiving a little bit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you can't get. I mean, I can't say much. Tyron Matsuris, he's a good friend of ours from South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I think either
One of those countries.
one of those. Yeah. And he had a crash in 2022, I believe, or 2023,
Mm-hmm.
where it was a pro ski class, and he crashed on the start, and he got hit, and he died on the beach, and they brought him back to life,
Good grief.
and he's still recovering. I mean, he's not. He had a lot of brain injuries
Yeah.
and whatnot, but yeah, he's still here.
Yeah.
And him and his brother have a really good ski company. So that's nice. But yeah, I mean, you can get hurt
Oh, yeah, of course.
badly in it, obviously. But
Yeah.
I think moto is just more.
Yeah, it's
More
gnarly.
dangerous, yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, like a guy I know, Alistair Dicker,
Yep.
he got struck by
Yeah,
lightning.
that was gnarly.
You know, like, and luckily he's making a recovery. I don't know if you saw that, Robbie.
No, Marshall told me about it today.
Dude, gnarly. I mean, and it's just the things that can happen so quickly that have nothing to do with
Yeah.
what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know many people that have that happen. You don't know many people that have that happen in skis and all that stuff. Like, it's crazy to me. Look at me trying to talk like I know jet ski racing, calling it skis. But no, I mean, that's good that there is at least a recovery, hopefully, like as long as it's like on the mend and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Would be good. Okay, so you had a couple races last year. You did really well in futures.
Yep.
You know, that was good. Did you expect the futures to happen as quickly as it did?
No.
Okay.
I think for me, I came into futures with no expectation at all.
Really?
I had no expectation whatsoever. I came in, I was like, hopefully we'll be a top 5 guy. Like, we'll see. I was a privateer at the time. We were doing everything on our own. And I had hired Davey 3 weeks before.
I got a question about Davey. We'll save.
Yeah, I hired him 3 weeks before. And I was out of shape.
Okay.
I mean, I think before I was with Davey, I had a really good trainer on the bike, but and he was off the bike too, but I didn't do any of it.
Okay.
I never took it serious. I didn't really think of it seriously. And then when I hired Davey was when
Okay.
things got really serious, and I was like, all right, this is when we go to the next level.
So did you think you were like ready to go in shape, and then when you started working with him, you realized you weren't?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought I was doing everything until I realized I wasn't.
Yeah, I get that. You're good. So then you transitioned over and started doing the Budds Creek, and then you did Ironman.
Yeah, I did
Right?
Buds and Ironman.
Yeah,
last
Buds
two.
and Ironman, and then those are like your first like tastes into the pro class, which is definitely different. I mean, I can say from experience, never raced it, but I can say from experience, it's different than futures.
Yeah.
But I remember at the beginning of the season is I do have the luxury of when I film a lot of these people and I see all these people at the tracks and everything, I'm like, dude, Juju is flying. Like you were flying out at the track. And like I saw I saw you when you first started riding the KTM, and then when you bumped up and it might have been around the same time when you started working with Davey, maybe. But
Yeah.
I definitely noticed your increase in speed.
Yeah.
You know, and it was really cool to see. And I don't know if your results are where you expected them to be. I mean, that is something that I would like to know, but I'm pretty damn impressed by it. Like from where you are. And I'm sure you're a racer, you're a competitor. You want to be as close to winning as possible. But to be able to see that and like to kind of say, oh, I saw the speed and saw the, everything that he's been able to do was really cool to kind of see you do it at the races.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think for me, yeah, I'm happy in a sense with my results. I mean, if I look at it in a results perspective and I look at the 5 guys that are ahead of me in the championship, they're all 5-6 year veterans.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm sitting there. I want to be on the podium. I want to be in the top 5. But when I go back and I look at it, it's not as bad as I feel like it is.
Yeah.
Like for me as a competitor, I do get frustrated. Like especially knowing like at St. Louis, I passed Levi on lap 1, but I mean I think I have the speed to be on the podium and win. But I gotta figure out the being able to do it for 15 plus 1 and being as smooth as them.
Yeah.
I think for me is like, yeah, I can do it for 1 lap, but I'm not used to that pace. So I think just racing more and getting used to that pace, and having that many guys around you is something new. So yeah, just getting used to that.
So Vial is your 250 teammate. He's just on the East Coast. Do you ride with him because you're here based on the West Coast? You don't really ride with any other 250s that much, right? At the track?
No, I'm pretty much alone at the test track.
Yeah.
Ryder D and them come out sometimes.
Yeah, because they're based west.
Yeah, they're based here. I rode a lot with Tom Chase in the off season, so
yeah,
I got to ride with them a lot. But I feel like you can't take the off season and look at the way the racing is going.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
I couldn't.
You hear all the stories of like Webb, Dungy.
Mm-hmm.
They were never good in practice.
No.
You could. Everyone knew like at some point even everyone was worried like they're not going to do good. They don't look good in the off season. Then they show up and win A1.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't take much out of the off season until you're in the race scenario.
Yeah.
So for me, like, yeah, I was really fast in the off season. I was really fast at the test track. But when you get under the lights, it's a different ball game.
Yeah. Did you have any kind of like welcome to the pro moment? Whose phone was that? Julian, that was your phone. Yeah, it's fine.
You're good, dude. You're the guest.
I won't edit.
I could have sworn I turned it off.
I won't. I don't edit anything out unless like I need to. That ain't getting cut.
The last podcast we did, we heard a beep. It probably somebody's phone
Probably
went off
30 times.
Probably 30 times, right?
Yeah.
We were giving. I was giving you crap. I was giving Andrew
Yeah.
crap. It was freaking my phone. It was his phone. I didn't even realize.
And
dude.
it was over there by
Yeah.
my boots. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was over there.
Oh, whatever. It was somewhere.
Andrew's was over there.
Yeah. And it kept buzzing. And I'm like, it's not my phone. My phone's in my pocket.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It's all good. But did you have like kind of one of those like, oh, I'm racing with pros now moment at all? Like, did something hit you or was it like at the very beginning at A1?
Whole shot A1 main event.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went,
Oh, shit.
wow.
Yeah.
And I think what struck me the most was I was up there for a long time,
Yeah.
but I was not breathing at all.
So did you get
was-
super nervous?
Yeah.
Because you're out front.
It was weird. Like I came back and Davey goes, "What happened?" And at the 10-minute mark, and I said, "Dude, I don't know. Like, I completely forgot how to ride." Like, I was like, and I rewatched the race, and I was like, "Damn, I had 5 minutes left.
Oh, yeah.
Like, come on,
I know.
I would have been all right." But no, I struggled in the whoops that night. Our whoops at the test track were really big in the off season, and we weren't jumping them.
Yeah.
Because they were too big to jump.
Really?
And saw everyone switch to jumping halfway through that main event, and I was lost.
And you just didn't know
I had no clue I didn't know how to jump. So we worked on that a lot after, but
yeah, but I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I could not imagine when you guys went out there in San Francisco. That was maybe one of the gnarliest races I've seen since Daytona, whatever that year was, where Reed's bike blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, I couldn't imagine.
It was
You're
brutal.
an East Coast guy, so you're probably like, dude, this is another Saturday
Mud's
for
the
me.
mud, man.
Yeah.
Another Saturday.
But like, how gnarly was that?
That was the gnarliest race of my life.
Oh, I freaking believe it.
I think also looking at this season, we've had a lot of mud races.
Dude,
so
I hate it.
We've only
I
had,
hate it.
I think we've had three dry races for West Coast. So, which is,
I'm trying to think of how many they've had on the East.
yeah, East has gotten a little luckier because they've had a
Couple
They've had
domes.
Friday. Well, they've had Friday rain, and they were able to survive the track a lot.
That's right.
Like this weekend, they survived. The track was perfect.
Yeah.
I was so surprised.
That's right.
So I mean, yeah, I think when you look at it like that, but no, San Francisco was gnarly. I crashed like 8 times.
Yeah, it was a crazy race.
By the end of the main event, I was over picking my bike up.
Oh, dude, I believe that. It's like at some point you're like, dude, I don't even have any energy to do this.
No. That was probably the most tired I got in a race because I had picked the bike up so many times.
Yeah.
And I think at one point there was maybe 2 laps left. And right after the finish line, I don't know, I came out of the corner and I landed on a tough block. And my frame was like on the top of the tough block. And and then the bike shut off and I was like, oh, it's not going to start.
Yeah.
Like there's no way I'm getting out of this.
Yeah.
And luckily,
KTM.
hey,
KTM.
Whatever, dude.
she kept running.
She kept running. As you could tell, it's a KTM plug show.
Yeah, that's
right
fine.
now.
The very first time that you came out into a stadium under the lights, all the fans, first gate drop, what was it like?
Gnarliest moment of my life.
Was it scary? Were you thinking about all the people watching you,
Yeah.
stuff like that,
Yeah,
being on TV?
yeah.
I mean, you've been on TV, but you know what I mean?
Good question.
A2 Futures. I walked out of the tunnel for the night show. Like practice, it's whatever. Like there's not that many fans. Like it's daytime. It's a normal day. When you walk out at the night show and you look up, I shouldn't have looked.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep
I
your
should-
head down.
Should have
Wondered
kept my
that.
head down.
Yeah.
I looked up, and I think my heart rate spiked. Through the
Oh,
roof.
really?
Through the roof.
But more than what you want when you're on the starting line, right? Like,
Yeah.
because you kind of want your heart rate to get up a little bit, but
Yeah,
not
a
that
little
high.
bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, we were
Just
we were
straight
up there.
nerves.
Yeah,
Straight nerves.
yeah, and then I
You just try to
butchered
zone
the
everybody
first
out.
lap, frame case the triple.
I remember that.
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot what I was doing.
Yeah. So do I.
That's
I was
a
there,
lot
yeah.
of pressure, though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's a lot of pressure to deal with, thinking about all those people watching you, having the TV cameras on you, all that stuff. That's a lot
Yeah.
of pressure. I've always
Yeah, it
been
was
curious
gnarly.
about that.
And especially I qualified first that night, so I was already a little bit.
You had a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot
riding.
going on.
Yeah. I don't know. I get nervous just at a local race
He
with
doesn't-
nobody watching.
You didn't have any butterflies in your stomach when you went and raced? Gate
No,
drop?
I did. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. 'Cause
Magnify that
I was
by
racing. I had
100.
Alex Ray on the gate drop, stuff like that.
Funny,
Not
yeah,
even joking, dude.
Not kidding.
Not even joking. It was
because there
great.
nobody was there. Like, and it was it
Whoa,
rained.
well, just slow down. I was in Alex Ray's class. Okay, let's just put it that way.
You weren't.
I was on the same gate
I
drop.
love you.
Wasn't in the same class. But
I love
same
you
gate
with
drop.
all my heart.
He
You're my
lapped me though.
brother.
Alex Ray lapped me, and he came
He
by
almost
lapping
whole
me.
shotted him.
I almost.
I love A-Ray.
And he's great. He came
so
by,
funny.
lapping me. I had my goggles off because it was a mud race. I had my goggles off. He had his
Flew his
goggles off.
goggles.
He was passing me, screaming. You know what I mean? Just cheering,
was a
having
good
the time of his
Having
life.
fun, you know.
It was a lot of
Yeah,
freaking
that's
fun.
all. That's all that matters.
That's all it is now.
Yeah, I definitely
Like,
got butterflies on my race, but once I started going, and you know what I mean, like halfway through the first lap, I felt a lot better.
I think
his thing is he doesn't want to do a gate drop. He
I
doesn't
don't like gate drops.
He doesn't
They
want to
scare
do
the
it.
shit out of me. Yeah. I'm
Just
like, no,
let everybody go. Just
I
let
was-
everybody go, and then you can back off a little bit.
that's not a bad point.
I was scared of him for a while because
Yeah.
I got in a couple first-turn pilots.
Yeah.
But now it's just happened.
Yeah, it's just like whatever.
That's 20 riders compared to the 10 that are going to be on our gate.